Welcome to Love Reconnector, your safe space to heal, grow, and rediscover your vibrant, confident self. If you've ever felt overwhelmed, disconnected, or like you're giving too much, you're in the right place. Here, we'll explore the unspoken struggles women face, from feeling invisible to yearning for deeper connection. Join me, Sylvia Silvers, and together rebuild relationships, reconnect with yourself, and step into a life where you feel fully alive. Get ready for real stories, actionable insights, and powerful tools to transform your pain into strength and your dreams into reality. Because love starts with you. Let's begin the journey together. Hello, my love. Today, I'm asking for your permission to be honest with yourself. Have you ever started a fight with your husband over something so small that perhaps 5 minutes later, you couldn't even remember why it mattered so much? Maybe he left his plate on the counter. Maybe he didn't text you back fast enough. Maybe he breathed the wrong way and suddenly you're mad. This anger bubbles up inside you, and before you know it, you're picking up a fight. You don't want to fight, but you do. And the worst part, half of the time, you don't even know why. You say things you don't mean, you push him away, you feel a rush of power like you are the one in control. But later when you are alone, you feel exhausted, guilty, even lonelier than before. Why this keep happening? Why do you push him away even when you want to feel close? If this sounds familiar, stay with me. Because today, we are going to talk about why you start fights when you don't mean to, how to break this cycle before it ruins your relationship, how to reconnect with your husband without losing yourself, and if you've ever asked, why do I do this? Why do I feel so empty even when I get what I want? This conversation, this episode today is for you. So, let's see, why do you pick fights when you don't want to? The answer might surprise you. It's not because you actually care about these little things, like the way he chews, the dishes in the sink, or how he didn't notice your new haircut. It's not even because of something he did. It's because deep down, you're scared. Scared of being vulnerable, scared of being let down, scared that if you let yourself love him fully, he might not love you back the same way. So instead of facing that fear, you start a fight. Because when you are fighting, you are in control. When you are mad, you don't have to feel exposed. When you push him away, you don't have to risk getting hurt. Sounds familiar? So if you did that, take a deep breath. You are not too much. You are not crazy. You are not broken. You've just learned that pushing people away feels safer than letting them in. But here's the truth. This cycle, it keeping you from the love you actually want. And today, we're going to break it. So I want you to know that the real reason you are angry, and if you really want to stop this pattern, you have to understand where your anger is really coming from. So for every other emotion as well, like sadness, guilt, feeling, shame, so you really need to know where is it, like where is really coming from. So let me ask you something for this. What if your fights with your husband have nothing to do with him at all? What if your anger or sadness is actually about that time as a little girl when you felt ignored? That moment when someone made you feel like you weren't enough. That part of you that still believes love has to be earned. Because here's the thing that no one really talk about. Unhealed wounds don't just disappear. They show up in your relationship, in your health, everywhere. And they come out in your emotion, in your anger. They surface when you least expect them. And until you face them, they will keep controlling you. So here's the first step. The next time you feel that urge to fight, pause. Before you say something sharp, before you roll your eyes, before you start the argument, stop and ask yourself, what am I really feeling? Because underneath every fight is a deeper emotion. It could be fear, it could be loneliness, it could be shame. But if you don't face it, you will keep pushing away the people you love the most. So how to stop pushing the people you love, your husband, away? Here are 3 things you can start doing today. First one is learn to name your feelings before they turn into a fight. Yes, learn to name your feelings. Instead of snapping, try saying what's really happening. Instead of, why don't you ever listen to me? Try to say, I feel unheard, and that hurts. Instead of saying, you don't even care about me. Try to say, I feel distant from you and I don't like it. When you name your real feeling, you open the door for connection instead of conflict. The second one that you may want to try is stop using control as a substitute for love. Somewhere along the way, you learn that being in control means being safe. But love doesn't work that way. Love isn't about power. Love isn't about control. Love is about trust. So here's what I want you to try. The next time you feel the urge to control, again, pause and stop, breathe, let the moment pass. Remind yourself, I am safe. I don't have to control everything. And see what happens. And number 3 is choose connection over perfection. You might believe that if you're not perfect, you are not worthy of love. But that is a lie. Your husband doesn't need you to be perfect. He doesn't need you to have all the answers. He just needs you, the real you, not the version of you who starts fights to feel powerful, not the version of you who pushes love away, but just you, the authentic you. And when you let yourself to be seen as real, as raw, as authentic as you want to, that's when you let love grow. So, what's next? Again, you always have the choices. And in this matter, what I see that everyone have 2 choices. The very first one is you can keep repeating this cycle. Keep pushing people away. Keep controlling. Keep feeling empty. Keep wondering why nothing ever feels good enough. Or you can choose something new. You can choose to heal. You can choose connection over control. You can choose love without losing yourself. Now, before I leave, I want you to do one thing. Notice your next fight before it starts. Again, just pause and ask yourself, what am I really feeling? Do this because you are worthy of love and you don't have to fight to prove it.
Thank you for joining us on Love Reconnector, where every step forward brings you closer to the life and love you truly deserve. Reconnecting with yourself is the first step to transforming your relationships and reclaiming your joy. You are worthy of love, respect, and living fully as the woman you are meant to be. If today's episode resonated with you, share it with a friend or someone who needs it. Remember to subscribe and visit www.sylviasilvers.com so you'll never miss an episode packed with guidance, inspiration, and empowerment. Until next time, enjoy breathing fresh air, be more gentle with yourself, hug your loved one more, and keep counting your blessings. I'm Sylvia Silvers, and I can't wait to reconnect with you soon.